Honorable members, let's take our opening prayer. Almighty God, we humbly beseech thee to look with favor upon this National Youth Assembly. Grant that it may perform its high duty as in thy sight. Bestow divine guidance upon the President of the Assembly, and endow all members of the Assembly and leaders of CIGH and the FCPs with wisdom, discernment, vision, integrity, and courage. O God, grant us a noble vision of our Assembly, fair, just, and prosperous, an assembly where righteousness prevails, where leaders serve with humility, and where every member strives for the common good. Strengthen us to pursue unity, peace, and the well-being of all. This we pray. Amen. Honorable members, we'll take our national pledge. We'll take our national pledge. Honorable members, we'll move on to the next item on our order paper, swearing in of new members. Swearing in of new members. Chief Clerk, do you have the names of the new members? Please mention their names so that they may rise up.
Mr. Che Emmanuel Christopher, Kofi Asan Felix, Elena Frimpoma Nunu, Linda Adobia, Helena Adjoa Dansoa, and Clement Christian.
So, honorable members, we will take the oath of membership. We will take the oath of membership. I, having been elected a member of the Parliament of the National Youth Assembly of the CIGH,
of the CIGH,
do in the name of the God Almighty,
do in the name of the God Almighty,
solemnly affirm
solemnly affirm
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the council
to the council
as by law established,
as by law established,
that I will uphold,
that I will uphold,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
defend
the Constitution of the Assembly,
the Constitution of the Assembly,
and that I will faithfully
and that I will faithfully
and diligently
and diligently
discharge the duties of a member of the Parliament
and discharge the duties of the member of Parliament
of the National Youth Assembly.
of the National Youth Assembly.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Honorable members, you are now members of Parliament of the National Youth Assembly. We welcome you. Thank you. Honorable members, we move on to the next item on the order paper. Election of deputy speakers. Election of the deputy speakers. So, the leaders of the caucus.
Thank you, Right Honorable. My name is Afia Koto Abigail, the leader of the Majority Caucus, and I rise to nominate Fidelia Intim Jakari. Born in Amfuenga, Fidelia Intim Jakari's academic journey at St. Dominic Xavier and continued at Holy Child. She is currently pursuing engineering at the University of Ghana, where her passion for youth development, leadership, and community engagement continues to grow, making her a suitable candidate for the Tema Ashaiman National Youth Representative, of which she is youth representative. She attended several conferences and taken up leadership roles, which sharpened her voice and vision. With a passion for empowering young people, social impact, and national development, Fidelia draws inspiration from strong female mentors who embody service and integrity. The House, I nominate Fidelia Intim Jakari for the first Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, any seconder?
Mr. Speaker, I must say the majority today has finally proven that they can make one good decision without the help of we, the minority. With this one, in a spirit of bipartisanship, I wholeheartedly second the nomination. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. So as the motion for the nomination of the first deputy speaker has been moved and seconded, we now move on to the voice count, or the voice vote. So those in favor of the nomination of Honorable Fidelia Intim Jakari as the first deputy speaker, say aye. Aye. Those who are not in favor, say nay. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Honorable Fidelia Intim Jakari, you have been nominated as the first deputy speaker of this Parliament House. Marshal. Honorable members, move on to the nomination of the second deputy speaker. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I am Honorable J. Kwame Tamaklu, the Chief Whip of the Minority Caucus and a proud representative of Cape Coast Cluster. I stand this morning to nominate Honorable Afum Mark Kwete as the second Deputy Speaker in the House. Mr. Speaker, permit me to read a brief profile of our Honorable. Afum Mark Kwete was born in Old Ningo, where he began his educational journey at the Old Ningo Presby Basic A School. He later proceeded to Temasina High School, specializing in business, a path that strengthened his interest in leadership, management, and enterprise development. He is the financial secretary of this assembly and a delegate of the Adan cluster. He is currently pursuing a Bachelor of Commerce degree at Pentecost University, where he continues to excel academically and socially. Mr. Speaker, Mark is the founder of Optimal Groups of Entrepreneurs, an initiative driven by his passion for innovation, collaboration, and empowering young people to pursue sustainable entrepreneurial ventures. Mr. Speaker, with a strong desire to impact society, he aspires to become a transformational entrepreneur, dedicated to building solutions and contributing meaningfully to national development. Mr. Speaker, on these capabilities, I thereby nominate our Honorable Mark Kwete Efum as second Deputy Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, any seconder? Honorable member.
Thank you, Right Honorable. The Minority Caucus have once again done it again. Well, I don't have much to say, but with the profile our Deputy Whip read, our Chief Deputy from the majority side read, I would have to agree with them for the first time. So I stand to second the nomination before the House. Thank you.
Honorable members, as a motion to nominate Honorable Afum Mark Kwete as the second Deputy Speaker has been moved and seconded, we will now proceed for the voice count. Those in favor of the nomination of Honorable Afum Mark Kwete as the second Deputy Speaker, say aye. Aye. Those not in favor, say nay. Nay. Honorable members, the ayes have it. Aye. Honorable Afum Mark Kwete, you have been nominated as the second Deputy Speaker of this Honorable House. Honorable members, before we proceed, we have some dignitaries we have to welcome or introduce in the house. We have them in the house, so we have to introduce them. So we have Mrs. Mercy Mausi Kwokoyi, the Youth Development Specialist of Compassion International Ghana. We have her in the house. Let's welcome her into the house. We also have our CYCs. We have our CYCs from our various clusters. Let's welcome them. Thank you, honorable members. And welcome, Mrs. Mercy. Welcome our honorable CYCs to this honorable house. Thank you. So, honorable members, we will continue. We'll move to the next item on the other paper. The next item on the other paper. That's the speaker's remarks. Honorable members, it is an honor to have you all in this August house. And you are welcome. You are welcome to this house. As today's sitting, as we tackle Ghana's or Compassion International Ghana youth development, let's work together. Let's respect each other's views and prioritize our youth. Let's put our youth in heart. Whatever deliberations we'll have here, let's kindly remember that we are here because of youth development. As we are representatives from our various clusters, you are representing the youth of your cluster. So let's make sure that whatever that we discuss here should be in the interest of the youth in Compassion Ghana. I once again welcome you all to this honorable house, and I hope we'll have a fruitful discussions. Thank you. Move to the next item on the other paper. Caucus leaders will take your remarks.
Thank you once again, Right Honorable. May you live long. Once again, the House. My name is Efiakoto Abigail, the representative from Tema Ashaiman Cluster, and also the leader of the Majority Caucus. This morning, I say welcome to you all, and I look forward to a very peaceful debate. As we go forward with the business of the House, I want to encourage you, my fellow honorables, that regardless of perspective, regardless of party, regardless of individual preferences, the nation compassion stands first. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader. Minority Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, As the minority leader, there's one thing that I can promise. Today, we, the minority, we will keep today's debate very, very lively. But it will not be too lively to give anyone high blood pressure over here. We are here to challenge. We are here to sharpen and sometimes confuse the majority. We may be minority in number, but not in reasoning. But in all, I promise we will keep this debate respectful and sharp. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members. Before we move to the next item on the other paper, we have to acknowledge the presence of some guests in the house. We have Madam Rashidatu Idrissa, the manager of program support in Compassion Ghana. Let's acknowledge her in the house. You are welcome. We also have Mr. Samuel Azure. Mr. Samuel Azure. Welcome. Welcome. We also have Madam Sandra Talata Imabu Dobu in the house. Let's welcome her. We welcome you all into this honorable house. Thank you. Honorable members, we'll move on to our next item on the order paper. The next item on the order paper. Chief Clerk.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members of the House, in today's sitting, we are considering a motion that concerns both the future and our responsibility as citizens. I stand before you this morning to introduce a motion that is both timely and transformative. It challenges us to look beyond conventional structures and recognize where the greatest impact for national change truly lies. With this, I rise humbly to present and affirm with unwavering convictions the motion before us. Should Ghana youth lead the charge against environmental degradation?
Honorable leaders.
The House. I, the majority leader, after we, the majority caucus, sat and had a discussion looking at national interest, we realized that our gutters have been polluted. Our forests are no longer as they used to be. So, as people who have the nation at heart, we brought this motion before the House, and I stand that this motion is to be moved before the House. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable member.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Speaker. I am in the person of Honorable Comfort Ama Emisa, a representative from Ejimako cluster, and I am the deputy leader for the minority caucus. And I humbly stand to second the motion before the House. Thank you.
Honorable members, as the motion before the House has been moved and seconded, we now open the floor for deliberations. Thank you. Honorable Majority Leader.
Yes. Right, Honorable. Mr. Speaker, the majority holds a firm, unwavering belief that Ghana's youth must lead this charge against environmental degradation. As young people, we are not just the present, we are the future as well. Right, Honorable? Our forests are no longer what they used to be. forests in the eastern region, in the western region, and in the Ashanti region as well. Our rivers are covered in silt mercury, and this is affecting us. And this is not just any random problem. This is a national crisis. That is why we from the Majority Caucus say, because the youth have the most at stake, because if our water bodies are not what they used to be, they are so polluted. Our rivers are covered with mercury and these dangerous chemicals. Who drinks them? We drink them. Who gets these farmlands? We inherit them. Well, Mr. Speaker, in Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, our Creator reminds us that we should remember our Creator in the days of our youth. That is a reminder, responsibility as youth. This is a responsibility to serve, and to serve is to lead. Mr. Speaker, we believe we the youth must lead this charge against environmental degradation. First, because we possess energy and passion. Young people possess the drive and resilience needed to fight this environmental degradation. Mr. Speaker, people between the age of 15 to 35 are considered youth. Lower than 15 are minors, and above 35 are seen as elderly people. We are energetic. We are passionate. If you go around these our social media platforms, if we make environmental degradation a fight, these platforms will be filled with information to educate everyone about this environmental degradation, and hence we would help fight it. Mr. Speaker, we are encouraged to fight against illegal mining. That is the headache of the country now. Children, it is reported that children in these communities are born without genitalia. Mr. Speaker, these children, you can't even know whether these babies are male or female because there's no genital to predict. So, Mr. Speaker, this is not something to write home about. We have fresh perspectives and digital influence. The youth bring new ideas and challenges. For instance, there was this TikTok challenge that was on our media recently where people dance to educate others. If we pick one plastic, one youth, one plastic, one youth, one gutter, I think and believe there will be a change. Mr. Speaker, the House, this is not to forget that aside the Ghana national anthem, we also have a youth anthem. And it says, "Arise, Ghana youth, for your country, the nation demands the motion. Let us all unite to uphold and make a great and strong. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building a motherland. We are all involved. We are all involved. We are all involved in building a motherland. Thank you. Thank you very much, my major Majority Caucus. The House, throughout history, when young people rise, societies transform. This is not a theory. This is a reality. Mr. Speaker, pardon me to read. Malala Yousafzai, Pakistan, a teenager, she challenged extremists, defended girls' education, and inspired global policy reforms. At age 17, she became the youngest Nobel Prize literate. Mr. Speaker, this is not theory.
Please kindly send a copy to the table office.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, I will do that as soon as possible. This is not theory. This is reality. And this is not history. This is present. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, I'll take 5 submissions from each caucus. Thank you. Honourable Deputy Minority Leader.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I, Honourable Comfort, from the Minority Caucus, deem it a great opportunity to have been the first to oppose the motion before the House. Should the youth of Ghana lead the charge against environmental degradation? Mr. Speaker, environmental degradation is driven by systematic adult-controlled activities. Illegal mining, industrial pollution, poor waste management, and deforestation are mainly caused by business operators, factory owners, who are backed up with some politicians. Mr. Speaker, youth can only act effectively when empowered by those who hold the tools of government. Mr. Speaker, let's not even think afar. For an action is taken in a community, in our own community, it requires an approval from the higher authority. Mr. Speaker, here lies the case where these higher authorities are the same people behind these unfortunate activities. Mr. Speaker, I understand the youth can equally embark on community interventions. But let's ask ourselves, how far can this intervention get to? Are these interventions capable of solving our illegal mining? Are they capable of solving our deforestation, putting a stop to it? Mr. Speaker, I believe that's not. Honorable Speaker, this is because the magnitude of environmental degradation in Ghana is far beyond what youth-led small community actions can solve. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, Honorable Speaker, environment degradation is caused and controlled by systematic that adults manage through their policies, their decisions, and their enforcement. For this reason, fixing the problem must also come through these strong, organized, and well-structured systems led by those same authorities. The youth can support the process, but real change, and the emphasis here is real change, requires proper leadership, resources, and action from the adults who control these activities. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much once again for the opportunity given me. And as the Deputy Leader for the Minority Caucus, I stand again to oppose the motion. Ghana's youth should lead the charge against environmental degradation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Deputy Minority Leader. Honorable Member.
Thank you, Honorable, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. Please, Honorable Speaker, there's this favorite Bible verse of mine that I usually read. And this is Matthew 7:7. Matthew 7:7. Honorable Speaker, and I read, ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened for you. So, Mr. Speaker, please, I stand before the House today and ask my opposing Minority Caucus, if we don't ask
how will it be given to us if we don't ask those polluting our lands, as we being the inheritors of the lands in the nearest future? How will it be given to us in a safer hands? Mr. Speaker, if we don't knock on those polluting our lands, we don't knock on their doors that they are polluting our lands, they are wasting our resources, we the inheritors will suffer in the future. If we don't knock, how are we going to get our lands in safe hands? And Mr. Speaker, if we don't seek for safer lands from these polluters, how are we going to survive in the nearest future? Mr. Speaker, there is a proverb out there I would like to say. There is no place better than home. And if you want to live in our home, we need to lead the charge against environmental degradation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honourable members, before we move on, we have to acknowledge the presence of Madam Rashida Idrissa, the Manager of Program Support of Compassion International Ghana. Let's welcome her. You are welcome, Madam Rashida Idrissa, to this honorable house. Honorable members, we'll move on. Honorable the Minority Leader.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I just want to dilute the blood of my majority caucus with this truth syrup.
On what point do you rise?
On
what point do you rise?
A point of information. Now, they said that the youth, he quoted a memory verse from the Bible, and he said the youth should knock, and if they don't knock, how will they get access? The youth should ask, and they will receive. What we are saying is that the youth can knock, the youth can ask. After knocking, what if the door what if they don't open the door for you? What will you do? After asking, what if your answers that you want, they won't answer you? What will you do? After seeking what you want to find, what if they actually don't show you what you want to find, but show you the different thing? What will you do? We are not saying we, the youth, can't do these things. We can do. But all what we are saying is that the forces behind those things, if they don't make their minds that they will help with the youth, there is no way our effort will go a distance. So we just want to let them know that they shouldn't get us wrong, but rather they should sit down and review the motion before the House. So with this truth, I hope it will dilute the lies that they want to bring to the air. And else, we are giving you all the truth goggles so that the lies won't get into your eyes. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
So, I will listen to one or two comments or questions, and I'll ask you to respond. Then we go back to the members. Okay. So I'll listen to one or two. So I'll listen so you can answer. But please, it shouldn't be more than two. Okay. The rebuttal should not be more than two. Thank you.
Thank you. He asked, my respected honorable minority leader asked the question that if we knock and then we are not being responded to, that is why we are here as lawmakers. That is why we are seated here, to give them that opportunity to lead this charge. Honorable minority leader, we are not here to just discuss and leave. After here, we would put in interventions to make sure that every youth is empowered. Every youth is given this privilege of helping the community. We are not just saying we support or against the motion. We are here to empower them, give them the necessary resources they need. That is why we are here. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honourable member. Let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable, for the opportunity. So I'm rising on a point of information on what Honorable Comfort mentioned. I want to ask, do we need laws to keep waste or to save the climate? If yes, if you could kindly refer to that law that says that. Again, she mentioned that we need the approvals of authorities to take initiatives. Bus stop boys were not given any permission to take the initiative to clean up waste. And please permit me to refer to BBC News. It says, Bus stop boys, a group of mostly young professionals and tradespeople, are driving a new wave of civic responsibility in Ghana, picking up brooms and shovels to clean up the mounds of rubbish that are an eyesore in cities and towns. Their initiative had won the admiration of the local celebrities and politicians. They weren't given the permission to take that initiative, but rather the initiative they took won the admiration of our political leaders. So if you could kindly refer to the laws that says that we need permission before we can keep waste or save the planet. Thank you.
Honorable member, order in the house. Honorable member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm in the person of Honorable Prince Tete Eku. Mr. Speaker, we the youth of Ghana are the inheritors of this nation. And to stand by and watch our land to be destroyed is not an option for us. Mr. Speaker, the youth of Ghana are not minority. We are the majority, and we should stand for what rightfully belongs to us. We should stand and defend. Mr. Speaker, permit me to present some data to our house. Now, according to the Ghana Statistical Service, this data was released in the year 2021. And it says that, or it states clearly that 57% of Ghana's population is made up of youth. This means that we have the demographic power to be able to stand and fight for the change that we need. That is the charge against environmental degradation. Mr. Speaker, to ask if the youth should lead is to question whether we care about our own future. The charge is ours to lead, and the time to lead is now. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Honorable member.
Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you for the opportunity given. I am Boacho Anita, a representative from the Joseph cluster. And I rise today on behalf of the Minority Caucus to speak firmly against the motion that the youth must lead against the charge of environmental degradation. Why am I saying this? Mr. Speaker, the youth leadership campaigns against environmental degradation in Ghana have not produced substantial or measurable outcomes in the last 5 years. Mr. Speaker, it's not like you have not given the youth enough opportunities to lead against these environmental degradation activities. There have been countless opportunities that have been given out to you, but what did you do? Nothing. Mr. Speaker, permit me to read from the first youth activity that I'll speak about is the CNYA initiative. That's the Ghana Youth Environmental Movement. They initiated a single-use plastic ban. I want the House to know that, especially the Majority Caucus, to know that even though they push for national ban on single-use plastics to reduce pollution, clogged drains, and coastal waste, Ghana is now generating 1.1 million tons of plastic waste, where 9%, only 9%, I repeat, only 9% is recycled. 50% uncollected. Mr. Speaker, if truly you spoke about the use of plastic bans, why then is Ghana still promoting or generating 1.1 million tons of plastic today? Again, Mr. Speaker, the same CNYA, that's the Ghana Youth Environmental Movement, in the year 2020 to 2021, initiated water protection and anti-pollution. And their aim was to protect water resources in urban poor communities and reduce contamination. Mr. Speaker, news nowadays, you watch Joy News, Onya TV, wherever you watch, waters are being polluted. What was that initiative? What was the outcome of it, if yet we are still facing these problems? Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And then the third one is Let's Do It Ghana, which was a youth mobilized campaign. It isn't recognized that a particular youth was leading it, but it was mobilized by the youth. And then the youth leadership, though. And then their aim was to clean beach, especially the La Boma and then the Jamestown, Cape Coast beaches. Can you proudly say to us, the minority caucus, that today all these beaches are cleaned? Mr. Speaker, a video has been sent. A video has been sent to the table of office indicating that though you initiated to clean up these beaches, still they are being polluted. Mr. Speaker, lastly, I'd like to talk about the AYICC Ghana. That's the African Youth Initiative on Climate Change. And that's the Youth for Nature campaign in the year 2020 to 2022. And their aim was to fight environmental degradation through restoration and awareness. And we also have the One Student, One Tree. Yes, you did well with planting trees, but for deforestation is going on. In 2022, by the Ghana Business News, about 18,000 hectares of primary old growth, that's a forest, were deforested. So if you think that you plant a tree, how many years does a tree take to grow? How many years does a tree take to grow? If you grow today, the leaders are cutting them down. What are you going to do about it? You are initiating the One Student, One Tree. You plant today, the leaders are cutting them down. What's the essence of planting the tree? Mr. Speaker, I do not hate Ghana, but I rise today to say that the youth shouldn't lead. It is those in power that can lead. Those that have the power. Do you have the power? Are you the ones polluting? Are you the ones causing the? Are you from the companies? Are you the ones producing those plastic, single plastic use? Are you the one producing those? Can you stop them from producing those? No, you can't. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable First Deputy Speaker, let me hear from you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Right Honorable. To my fellow honorable friend, I am very happy about your submission, but it's rather unfortunate that the minority have decided to only acknowledge the downfall of an organization that rised or rose for Ghana. You did not mention one single achievement, but they did have achievements. Now, you mentioned one youth organization that failed. Let me give you two that didn't. One. We have the GAIO. They are an organization who are drilled into changing waste plastic, manufacturing them, and recycling. My other honorable spoke about the bus stop boys. these people are doing changes. And just like you said, they did the initiative, right? It is the government that is supposed to support them. You and I are here for a reason. You and I are youth who are representing our cluster. It means that an authority puts you in charge of a cluster because they believed you could. If you think we shouldn't be given the opportunity to take the charge, I don't think you and I should be here representing a cluster, bringing their problems to be solved. I do not think it should be so. Yes, that is why we are saying that. Are you listening? Minority, why? Why? Minority, that is
Order
why
in
we
the
are
house.
saying that the youth should take charge.
First Deputy
Obviously,
Speaker, you are addressing me.
sorry, you're right, Honorable. Obviously, there is a thing called delegation of power. There is a thing called delegation of power. If you do not apply for it, how are those in power supposed to know that this is what we want to do? So, we rise that we take the charge. We apply to them. You can't tell me that we go to them that our future is at stake, and Your Honor, they will tell us they want to deny us of that. We will take the charge. We will start with small initiatives, and we will get to the top. We will secure our future. Thank you, Right Honorable.
Honorable Member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Please, I want to comment on the Honorable that spoke about the achievement of the youth leadership. Thank you for mentioning that.
Honorable Member,
And I want to
address her well.
I said the Honorable Deputy Speaker. Yes, I commend you. Sorry, Honorable First Deputy Speaker. I want to commend you for letting us know the achievement of the youth leadership. But I want to clarify that though they achieved it, why are we now talking about environmental degradation if they did it? If there was an achievement about a single plastic use, why is it then that Ghana is producing 1.1 million of plastic single use? And please, you made mention that you have to rise for the authorities to notice you. This is the case that the authorities are initiating it. You are rising to me that I am initiating to support you. Would you think I will support you? Would you think that I will support you? No. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Bright, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. My name is Bright JC, and a social scientist and environmental activist, representing the good people of Bremen Cluster. Mr. Speaker, kindly give me permission to school the other side of the house. Right Honorable Speaker, why are we here in the first place? Is it not because of youth empowerment? To lead is to solve is to lead. Mr. Speaker, if you fail to learn, you refuse to grow. The other side of the house is refusing to learn. Mr. Speaker, kindly permit me. Let me apologize in the first place before I make this statement. Sometimes because of political sentiment, because of individual gain, because of selfish interest, people do whatever they are not supposed to do. The other honorable at the left side of the house, I'm sure you have already lost your seat already. Is it the voice of your youth in your constituency? Honorable Mark is into plastic recycling. And you are here telling us that the youth cannot lead the charge against environmental pollution. Mr. Speaker, the old system have failed us, while institution and traditional leaders have fallen short. Mr. Speaker, our forest is turning into deserts. Rivers bodies like River Ankobra, River Pra, the Brim River, the Volta River, which covers 40% of the total surface land area of Ghana, is in a bad state as a result of environmental pollution, popularly caused by illegal mining. In our country, we have branded it as a good called what? Galamsey. This catastrophe is distracting the future of Ghana today. The youth here, we are the future. The future stands now. So we have to stand and safeguard our motherland. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable Member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Ruth Ejay from Swedro Cluster. Mr. Speaker, youth activists who physically confront illegal mining operators, loggers, or any form of pollution sources face real threats of violence, intimidation, and even death. We know that the youth are strong, innovative, and digitally connected. They can use the media to advocate and educate citizens. But how can we lead or take charge when we are not backed up by law? To my honorable majority members, the youth today are significantly driven by poverty, high unemployment rates, and easy way to make money. I can boldly say that the youth are rather the strong pillars of Galamsey. Mr. Speaker, people involved in illegal mining are strong, innovative, and influential youths, who the majority members expect them to take charge. Mr. Speaker, as they said, using the Bastille Boys project as an example, I commend them for the good job they are doing. But I will respectfully ask the majority members to go back to the Kanishi market and inspect the gutters they claimed, if they are still the same. So you have to know that there must be law to protect it. You also said, from my respected honorable, the first deputy speaker, you said that they need authority or power before they can lead. Who gives those authority and power to them? Do you know that the chiefs are the one and the politicians are the one giving sites to the illegal miners to mine? Can a youth go and give instructions at illegal mining sites by himself or herself without being backed up by any law? He will be stoned to death. Mr. Speaker.
Order in the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Order in the House.
Mr. Speaker.
Minority Caucus.
Youth.
Order in the House.
Mr. Speaker, some years ago, a youth confronted corruption in the year 2019, and he was gunned down in cold blood.
Please, kindly send a copy.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So now, I want to conclude by saying that the youth can take the lead, but they must be protected by law. If not, they will be threatened, intimidated, or even die through the process. So you know that they need power to act. Who are those giving them the power? Our politicians, our leaders in our respective constituencies. Mr. Speaker, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Please, we have, both caucus has only 3 submissions to give. 3 submissions each to give. Honorable Member, let me hear from you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. According to our standing orders, Standing Order 8, Section 2, Right Honorable Speaker, permits me to read. It says, in addition to discussions on a motion or item on the agenda, the Speaker of the Assembly shall allow the following points in order of preference from top to the bottom. Point of order, point of correction, point of information. Right Honorable Speaker, on this point, I would want to ask my respected honorable member in the majority, on which point did she rise? Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
It was a
Honorable
submission.
Member, you are permitted to answer.
It was a submission, Honorable Member.
Thank you. Honorable Nancy, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I am in the person of Enyonam Nancy, representing the ever-formidable Accra cluster of the Compassion International Ghana. Mr. Speaker, before I start my submission, I would like to ask and put this to all of the House. When Okada business started, no president, no political person started it. It took a youth who was in need, who needed money to survive for himself and his family. He or she started this. And today, in 2020 or 2016, correct me if I'm wrong,
Honorable Member,
our president,
can you send a copy to the table office?
sure, our president took this as a campaign promise. Why do you think he took it? If the youth shouldn't have started this, if someone somewhere shouldn't have started this, His Excellency Mahama wouldn't have used that as a campaign promise. And today, there is a bill that is being enforced, and we hope so, and it will be enforced to the favor of the good people of Ghana. So, Honorable Minority Caucus, let's know that without starting the initiative, without taking the lead, no single individual will back you, because who gives money or scholarship to who doesn't need it? My submission, Mr. Speaker, I won't allow this House to be flawed, because this is a house of honorable intellectuals to lead, Mr. Speaker, in simple terms, guided by the Merriam-Webster dictionary says, to guide on a way, especially by going in advance, or to direct one on a course, or to serve as a channel for change and other actions. Meaning, this house boldly believes the youth must guide, direct, and be the channel to advance the fight against environmental degradation. And how do we do that? By social media activism or campaigns, as we already see, that shift culture and mobilize action. Through policy influence, as we have youth MPs and the Ghana Youth Federation that are involved in policy making in our country, Ghana. Through impactful youth-led demonstrations. Last year, when you all were crying
for Fix the Country. It wasn't the aged that were seated at home that led the demonstration. It were the vibrant youth of the good country Ghana that led that impactful demonstration, Fix the Country, that made our politicians give an ear to our problems. And the Stop Galamsey Now, this was a demonstration led this very year, 2025, where we couldn't take the effect of Galamsey no more. And also through green startups by youth, with already existing ones such as the Green Africa Youth Organization, Youth in Greenhouse Enterprise Process, etc., etc. Mr. Speaker, to save our country, in Nkrumah's Ghana, you and I's Ghana, I stand here to defend the good name of Ghana, which says in our pledge, and not the bad name of Ghana, and not the bad name that says Ghana has no more clean water. The good name of Ghana, Mr. Speaker. So, and to do that, I believe the youth, the ever vibrant youth, to do this. So, I'll also explain one key term in the motion.
Honourable Member, you have 2 minutes.
All right. It says, one key term which says charge. And a charge means imposing a tax or responsibility on a key body. Mr. Speaker, let's then rephrase the motion, which says, Ghana's youth should guide and direct the call to action and responsibility on environmental degradation. I believe with this explanation and this insight, we all agree. 1, youth are the most independent stakeholders. We must look carefully at the stakeholders involved in this problem. We have those who create the problem, benefit and solve it. We have the older political class, which are conflicted and compromised. We have the traditional authorities who have different interests. We have businesses who are profits different. And we have the youth who are independent activists. One of the biggest problems is the conflicts of interest in our Ghanaian community. It's not because someone doesn't want to do it. It's because individuals have their own personal interests which conflict with the main aim of our country, Ghana. But the youth are financially not tied to mining concessions. They don't rely on political powers or votes of a particular constituency. They are independent. 2, the youth are the most influential group capable of breaking the cultural normalization of environmental indiscipline. Honorable Speaker, one of our main problems is illegal mining. It is the culture of indiscipline that has made it normal. People openly litter markets, burning rubbish is common, rivers are treated as dumping sites. Mining is seen as a shortcut to wealth. It's not because the youth started this, it's because older generations have unfortunately normalized many of these behaviors. But the youth will stand up against this charge. And we ask that we are supposed to be supported and not isolated. So I stand here firmly to continue to agree that if we, the youth, don't stand up to call out the elderly, the political gods, the business-minded people to order in the fight against environmental degradation, Honorable Minority Caucus, we won't fight this canker, because next 20 years, 50 years to come, you and I will not live to give birth to unhealthy babies. They will not live to give birth to unhealthy babies. They will not live to bear the hot climates that will be left behind. And bear in mind, Rome wasn't built in a day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Mark, on what point do you rise?
Point of information, Right Honorable Speaker. Thank you. Right Honorable Speaker, let me first of all commend my highly respected Honorable Nancy from the Majority Caucus. Right Honorable Speaker, we all know of Abraham Maslow's theory of needs, which started, or it starts from the basic needs. Right Honorable Speaker, the theory says that if people are not provided with their basic needs, how would they be able to climb up to the next stage? Right, Honorable Speaker, and then to my majority leader, how many supports have you given to youth who are leading the charge against environmental protection? If we are saying the youth should lead the charge against environmental protection, then it means we are saying that all policymakers are not supposed to be held accountable for the policies they made. Right, Honorable Speaker? Where were the youths when these policymakers were sitting down to make their policies? Look at 2015, when all the nations under the United Nations gathered to make policies about the United Nations sustainable goals. How many youths were involved? These people met to make policies for we. We are saying that we are the future leaders. Were you there when they were making the policies? That means you want them to put their accountability on your shoulders. The older generation and policymakers who contributed to this crisis should lead the repair. Why do we want to reap where we have not sown? You did not invest in the youth, and you want them to lead the charge against environmental protection. My majority members, you have to accept the fact that you are losing this battle. Galamsey and other environmental issues did not start with the youth. We, the youth, know we are very supportive, and we have a critical role to play in the fight against environmental protection. But we are not supposed to lead. We are ever ready to support our leaders. We are ever ready because we are very energetic and innovative, and we will continue to support our leaders. The burden of leading this fight should not fall on the shoulders of the young people alone. Mr. Speaker, we believe that leadership without government is noise. And that is what my majority caucus members are doing right now. You are just making noise. Making noise. We, the minorities, refuse to believe that leaders from the majority caucus don't understand the current situation of Ghana. And I quote, Greta, an environmental activist from Sweden, made a statement. She said, if you really understood the situation and still keep failing to act, you will be evil. And we refuse to make you understand that you'll be evil. We don't want you people to be evil people. So we are making you aware that your debates, your arguments are making you lose the battle. Just admit it. To stop, Right Honorable Speaker, I want my to understand that.
Honorable Member, you have 2 minutes to wrap up.
Thank you. I want my majority members to understand that if we are saying the youth should lead the charge against environmental degradation in Ghana, it's becoming a song. The youth should lead the charge against environmental protection. Please, when should they do it? We are a house that sets smart goals. When should they lead the charge? Now, tomorrow, or when? When should they lead the charge? Now, today, tomorrow, when? People started fighting environmental degradation years ago. Look at what happened to Jamaica, Cuba, in the few past months. Look at the hurricane that happened. Which people were the cause of this? Thank you for raising a patriotic song. We are all involved. We are all involved. Not only the youth. We are all involved. And we will never allow you to come and deceive us here that only the youth should lead. We are all involved, and we will continue to be involved. Right, Honorable Speaker, in a nutshell, the youth must not lead. We must support our leaders in the fight against environmental protection. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member, resume your seat. Honorable member, Honorable Ezra, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Sorry for my misconduct. Mr. Speaker, as an honorable member representing the good people of Bremen Cluster, it saddens me. It saddens me, Mr. Speaker, that my honorable here and his members, they are talking about the youth failing in the recycling. Mr. Speaker, I never heard them talk about the challenges that the youth faced whilst they were embarking in this project. Mr. Speaker, please permit me to ask them.
Honorable member, you are addressing me, not them.
Sorry, Right Honorable. Mr. Speaker, please, I would want you to permit me. I have my statement in Chinese, and after that, I will bring it to English. It says, Dongwani. And in English, it says, it's all your fault. Mr. Speaker, I back this with a biblical inspiration from Galatians chapter 6, verse 7, which says, a man reaps what he sows. Mr. Speaker, if we don't take care, the youth will reap what we have never sown. We will suffer the consequences of today's environmental crisis, which are being implemented by the people of today. I was glad when he cited an example about it. When they met,
Honorable
when
member,
they...
I said you are addressing me.
Sorry, Honorable Speaker. The matter is getting on my nerves. Honorable, Right Honorable, I have another quote in Swedish that I would want to read. Jagel latine, atiman arig a for latife atigares kenad. Right Honorable Speaker, in English this says, I have learned that you are never too small to make a difference. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, when our elderly or our aged people get innovative ideas, which people do they use as assets for these ideas? Mr. Speaker, is it not the youth? Is it not the youth? The galamsey that my honorable members are talking about. Mr. Speaker, if you analytically take the statistics, Mr. Speaker, how many of these youth all those bulldozers and excavators they are using for the galamsey? Mr. Speaker, is it not the aged? He again talked about Maslow's theory. Mr. Speaker, at the base of Maslow's theory, Mr. Speaker, it says that we need shelter. Mr. Speaker, whilst we are striving for shelter, what do we need for the shelter? Jobs. Thank you. Where is the job? Where is the job? Mr. Speaker.
Order in the house.
Mr. Speaker.
Order in the house. Minority Caucus.
I am concluding.
Honorable Minority Leader, control yourself and control your people. Thank you.
Mr. Speaker, with all this information, the good people of Bremen who believed in me and elected me to represent them here, and my able majority believe that the youth should lead the charge against environmental degradation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Member. Honorable Justice, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I am Honorable Justice Dankwa, representing the good people of Asen Cluster. I know you will say I'm copying and stuff, but that's not the case. There is a motion that we are working on So that is what we are working on right now. Please, with my able and the most mightiest minority members, and from the knowledge that I carry from the Asen cluster, they are saying I should let you people know that the youths are supposed to support. Please, they shouldn't take the charge or they shouldn't lead. Why am I saying that? You should know that there are agencies, there are government agencies who are placed, who are supposed to do that. Why do you want to kill the youth? Why do you want to press their necks? Please listen. We have the Environmental Protection Agency. And I repeat, we have the Environmental Protection Agency, shortly EPA. And you should listen to something over here. Please listen to me. I just want to put something in you. I want to put something in you. Please listen to me. Please listen. Just take your time and listen.
Honorable member, you are addressing me.
Mr. Speaker, the EPA is the government body that is formed to protect, manage, coordinate, and enforce environmental laws. According to their law that was made in 1994, Act 490. We know that we have the Environmental Protection Agency. We have people within these agencies. Per the research I made from the Ghana Web, the least payment they receive in the monthly as their salary is 2,700. These people are receiving these monies. They are receiving these salaries. And we can't hold them accountable for that. And we are expecting the youth to lead the charge. They have Professor Nanama Broni as their CEO currently. These people are taking all these monies. And we want this money to go waste. You should ask yourself this question. Where do the country generate these monies from? And should we allow these monies to go waste just like that? There are people put in place to see to it that the community will be tidy. All this environmental degradation and stuff will be solved. So we strongly stand against the motion that the youths are supposed to lead the charge against environmental degradation. Thank you.
Honorable member, let me hear from you.
Thank you for the opportunity, Right Honorable. Mr. Speaker, in fact, my heart is very, very heavy. Mr. Speaker, it is true that my able minority don't love this. In fact, Mr. Speaker, these people woke up this morning and refused to sweep rooms, I tell you. When you go there, Mr. Speaker, the place is left untidied. Why? Because they expect our parents from the house to come and take care of the environment, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker. Yes, they didn't, Mr. Speaker. These people are just deviating. And they are ending up confusing themselves, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask them a question.
Honorable members, let's not deviate from the motion before the House. Let's stay with the motion before the House. No other thing outside it should be commented here.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Mr. Speaker, I want to tell my able minority that there is this initiative which happened, which is called Fridays for Future. Mr. Speaker, it talks about this young boy who's 15 years old, who skipped school on Fridays to go and protest outside the Swedish parliament on climate crisis. Yes. And Mr. Speaker, I tell you that today, millions of people are part of this initiative and they are leading change. Mr. Speaker, I want them to agree that we are taking this charge and we will lead the youth to change. Thank you very much.
Honourable Member.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. My name is Confidence Huto, a representative of the Kutong cluster of projects. Right Honourable, there is a proverb of Latin which is a caution. It says, Nesuto otra crepidem, which means let the shoemaker not go beyond the sandals. My honorable members, we have to stick to what we know. We should not presume to judge or act in areas outside our expertise. Secondly, another proverb, this is the proverb of what? Patience. It says, Festina lente, which means hurry slowly. My honorable members, make haste, but within prudence and caution. We should stick to what we can do. Also, they mentioned this scripture, Ecclesiastes 10 verse 3 verse 10. They said, remember our Creator in the days of what? Our youth. There is nothing here that, listen to me, honorable. There is nothing here that is saying that we should lead the charge against environmental degradation in that scripture. So you are just confusing yourself, my honorable. Again.
Honourable Member. Honourable Leader, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable. The memory verse you are talking about is not what I mentioned. What I mentioned is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, the verse 1. Get your facts right. Thank you.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Sorry for that mistake. They also mentioned a verse that Matthew 7:7 that ask and it shall be given to you. I want to ask people that if you gather yourself today and then you head towards the mining sites to fight those people over there, are you sure you can defeat them? Those people that are backed by stakeholders and the government officials, are you sure you can defeat them? They have guns and weapons over there. Huh? No, listen. What?
Honourable Member, you are addressing me.
I'm sorry, Honourable Speaker. There is no way you can stand today and then go to the site to fight those people that are there. What are the 3 fees? My members, the thing is, we can't fight. You people can't lead this charge against the environmental degradation. Thank you.
Honourable Member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I stand on point of information. Mr. Speaker, quote and unquote, our majority leader, Honorable Abigail Akoto, quoted, make a biblical reference, which says, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1, remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Mr. Speaker, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1 is about spiritual devotion, not national leadership roles. The verse talks about serving God, being faithful while young, preparing spiritual before old age. It does not talk about running national environmental programs, leading policy reforms, taking charge of government level responsibility. Mr. Speaker, so using that scripture to justify youth leadership in environmental matters is a misinterpretation. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1 encourage young people to serve God and live righteous lives, not to take over. Would you listen to me? National responsibilities that require technical expertise and government authority. Serving God is a personal spiritual duty, but leading national environmental enforcement is an institutional mandate. Mr. Speaker, the verse inspires morality, not management. Therefore, it cannot be used to claim that youth must lead the charge against environmental degradation. Mr. Speaker, in fact, the Bible consistently shows that leadership, especially over nations and laws, was given to trained adults with wisdom and experience, not young people. So the scripture actually supports the idea that youth contribute, but adults lead. Mr. Speaker, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 1 talks about spiritual service, not national leadership. Serving God and leading is an inequality thing. Mr. Speaker, biblical devotion cannot replace technical government authorities. Mr. Speaker, environmental protection depends on scientific expertise. To properly lead environmental change, leaders must understand hydrology. What's hydrology? How water bodies are polluted, soil science, climate data, mining engineering, waste management technology, ecology and biodiversity, GIS, which is Geographic Information System, mapping and environmental monitoring, environmental laws and impact assessment. Most youth do not have the advanced skills because they are still in school, in training, in building careers, lacking professional experience. You cannot lead what you do not have and what you do not understand in details. Mr. Speaker, thank you very much.
Honorable Fidelia, let me hear from you.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable, for this opportunity. And to my honorable friends on the minority side.
On what point do you rise?
Point of information. You stated that, Honorable Mark, we will continue to support our leaders. Another honorable amongst you mentioned about the agency that is supposed to protect, manage, and coordinate in order to make our environment clean. You mentioned how they were receiving salaries and whatnot, hence we should leave them to do it. What change have you seen? Aren't you affected? What change have you seen ever since supporting, ever since leaving it to them to do? What change have you seen? Honorable, you mentioned that we should stay within our means. Right. Staying within your means is literally telling us that we should continue to be at the bottom of the chain. Let me mention a few leaders who decided not to stay within their means. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. He began as a young activist with limited financial resources and no political power. We were being colonized at the time, kindly remember. Yet, he defies the limits and circumstances, mobilized mass movements, challenged colonial system, colonial system. No, we were all being colonized, but one person who mobilized, challenged a whole colonial system, British colonial system, led Ghana to independence. Nelson Mandela from South Africa. He was a young lawyer from a rural background.
You have 1 minute.
Yes, right, Honorable. He entered into the political fight far beyond his social and economic position. But then we hear his stories. He brought victory. We also go to Wangari Maathai, who was a female. She was also a youth. She started a movement with no funding, faced cultural, she faced challenges, she faced political opposition. You are talking about the challenges we are facing, but this lady continued to thrive. And guess what? She pushed beyond her capacity and created one of Africa's strongest and greatest environmental revolution, winning a Nobel Prize. Please, we cannot tell the youth not to. We have been following, supporting. Nothing has been done. We want to take the charge because we can't continue to sit and wait for grown-ups who will die and then they won't do anything for us. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. A point of correction to my highly respected First Deputy Speaker of
Please,
this chamber.
You have only 2 minutes to give
please.
your submission.
Thank you. So we are talking about youth and not any other person. Dr. Nkrumah officially started the fight against colonial masters when he was 38 years old. According to the definition of youth by the United Nations, is between the ages of 15 and 35. Dr. Nkrumah started when he was 38 years old, and therefore you have deviated.
Honorable, you have deviated.
My Right Honorable Speaker, we are talking about youth. So this leader must be between the ages of 15 and 35 and not anything above. Thank you.
Honorable members, both caucus has 1 submission to give. 1 submission. 1 submission. Please, if it's not a submission, kindly resume your seat. You are taking submissions. Honorable Member, Honorable Frida, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Right Honorable, let me remind my honorable members from the majority side that they said environmental degradation is a national crisis. They mentioned it themselves. And you want the youth to lead that charge? The youth may have the physical power to plant trees, to distill gutters, but do they have the physical power in combating them? No. No. Fiscal power, not physical. Fiscal. Fiscal power. According to a comprehensive environmental analysis by the World Bank, EPA, and Ghana Statistical Service, Mr. Speaker, Ghana loses an estimated $6.3 billion every single year to environmental degradation. This is about 11% of our GDP. Out of this, air pollution drains 4.2% of our GDP, and water pollution takes another 3%. In addition, poor sanitation alone takes 3.56 billion Ghana cedis annually. These figures show what environmental degradation in Ghana is not a small issue. It is a national economic crisis. Mr. Speaker, institutions like the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, the Forestry Commission, and other state agencies receive huge government budgets and international funding to fight these problems because the cost of tackling them is massive. Mr. Speaker, let's talk about corporate social responsibility. These companies that produces plastic are being charged by the government to pay taxes.
You have 2 minutes to wrap up.
To pay taxes, Mr. Speaker. Can they go to those companies and tell them to stop producing without any power, any legislative power, Mr. Speaker? Can they do that? They should inform me if they can do that. So I ask my honorable colleagues of the majority side, do you truly believe Ghana's youth, most of whom are students, most of whom are unemployed or navigating early careers, when we got here and we were doing our presentations, you mentioned that when you go to your various clusters or FCPs and you are calling them to come for projects, they don't come. And you think when you come, you call them to come and take initiative in protecting the environment, they will come? Clusters that when they call them to come and take their own gifts, they don't come. And you think to come and they still got us, they will come and help you to do that? Mr. Speaker, most of these people can do nothing. Can the youth raise billions of dollars and cedis to fight pollution, restore forests, stop galamsey, clean rivers, and enforce national environmental laws? No. Mr. Speaker, passion alone cannot finance national environmental recovery. Leadership in the fight requires fiscal power, F-I-S-C-A-L, fiscal power, not physical power. And fiscal power, lies with the state. And in this, I'm talking about stakeholders, not the youth. Listen, if you listen to me, you get what I'm saying, Mr. Speaker. Keep quiet and listen to knowledge.
Thank you.
Not the youth. Mr. Speaker, not the youth who can... Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, we are taking 1 comment each. We are taking only 1 comment.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk on this matter again. Our honorable in the other side of the house made mention of GDP. She said that every year the government spends 11% of our GDP on environmental crisis. So we, the majority, we are saying that if the youth stand up to correct these environmental errors, it means this GDP of 11% can be used for other developmental projects, to build schools, construct roads, hospitals, to create more jobs for the youth. So we are saying that the collective voice of the youth will compare the other stakeholders, including the government, other environmental institutions like the EPA, will also compare the traditional authorities to do the needful. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak again.
Minority, you have exhausted your submissions. Minority has exhausted their submissions. Majority.
Thank you.
Honorable member, let me hear from you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity. Mr. Speaker, our fellow honorables from the minority are doing something called red herring fallacy, which is not acceptable. This is just by the way. I'll head straight to my point. The motion before the House is not a request for participation, but what we, the majority, are looking for is the transfer of leadership power from the older generation to we, the youth. Mr. Speaker, why is this? The reason is that the older generation have failed us. The older generation have left us with an ecological debt, which has led to a systemic failure. They are doing something called competitive clientelism. What this means is that, Mr. Speaker, what this means is that they are prioritizing the communities which are engaging in this environmental degradation. For example, the mining communities, they come to your community, they allow you to do the galamsey, and then they ask for your votes. This is what I mean if I say competitive clientelism. The paralysis is visible in why they are not allowing the state to declare galamsey as a state of emergency. If they really care about the environment, they should have declared the galamsey as a national threat by now. But they are not doing that because they are doing what I said is competitive clientelism. Mr. Speaker, the institutional conflict by these older folks is leading to what we the youth are saying is the older generation are incapable of what? Self-correction. The older generation can't correct themselves because they are using the opportunity or they are exploiting the opportunity for their own personal gains. Mr. Speaker, we the youth want to lead the charge because we are the ones at stake. We are the major stakeholders of this youth environmental degradation. Mr. Speaker, the ecological debt I stated earlier comprises of what will happen if we, the youth, don't take charge in this environmental issue. We need to take charge because by 2030, 40% of our reduction in income, there will be 40% in reduction in income if we, the youth, don't take charge. Secondly, by 2030, it is estimated that we will be importing water if we don't take charge. Mr. Speaker, this is the state of the economy, of the environment with the older generation in folk. I want to ask them that are they incapable of taking charges in leading the charge against environmental degradation? We have our honorable member here, the second deputy speaker, who is already a CEO of an environmental institution. He is leading an environmental institution. I want to tell him that with his initiative, he can increase the capacity. He can do it more. That's what we are saying, that we, the youth, are very capable of leading the charge. There's this Latin American saying that the youth are the borrowers, we are the borrowers of the environment. We borrow the environment. It's not ours. The environment is for the future generation. Mr. Speaker, if you don't take charge, very soon, in the near future, as I said, we will be importing water. Very soon, we will give birth to children with birth defects. Mr. Speaker, there's already an alarming lung cancer issue due to air pollution in our environment. And this is as a result of the older generation in affairs. The older generation in affairs. Mr. Speaker, what have the older generation in affairs done? And we are still facing these issues. Mr. Speaker, I thereby say that the charge against environmental degradation should be led by we, the youth, because we are much more capable and the older generation have failed us. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, we will take one submission from each caucus. Honourable Member, let me hear from you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise on a point of correction to my dear Honorable Abigail, the majority leader. Okay, she did mention of to lead, to serve is to lead, of which that goes contrary to me that to lead, to serve is never to lead, because leaders don't serve, they are commandants. Please, listen, please. Leaders are commandants. They give us command, we do. How many times do we see our leaders descending from the up there to the ground? How many times do we see them? And you are here trying to tell me that leaders serve. No, we down there, we serve not. They are just to give command for us to obey. Okay. Hello, please let me talk. Okay. She spoke about how energized or how strength the youth are, of which I don't agree. Are we not scared about leadership? Are we not scared of leadership without experience? Are we not scared leadership without experience? Don't we think it can be a hazard to us? Don't you think that it has negative effects on us? I quote from the Constitution of Ghana, Chapter 5, Article 28. It says, children and young people receive special protection against exposure to special protection, exposure against physical and moral hazards. Are this environmental degradation? Are they not hazard to us? The Constitution are trying to prevent us from these hazards because it's really hazard. It's really dangerous to us. Yes, you are acting like it's really dangerous because you don't have the experience. You don't have the experience to lead this. Okay, my last point here is the assets. We know that this is one of the largest problems that Ghana is facing. And in order to solve this, it needs more of assets. It needs someone, it's very costly. Let me tell you this, it's very costly. Do the youth have the asset to do this? Being a leader, you must get an asset. You must be self-built. You must be well prepared to have something to support. So I say, this thing is a collective thing that we have to do, but not specifically the youth to lead this. Thank you.
I don't remember, are you giving a submission? You said?
The honorable member in question, the deputy whip, made a comment, and I would like to correct that.
Go on.
Thank you. The House. Our honorable member said, leading is not serving. What is the meaning of ministry? We have ministers of state, right? And these ministers are serving us because all of us cannot go up there and lead ourselves. So we choose a representative who will take our grievances up there. When we say youth leadership, we are not saying we should make a youth the president of Ghana. We are not saying, we are not saying that the youth should take over the country. No. We are saying little drops of water make a mighty ocean. And indeed, if each community, an advocate, a youth rises up, cleans up, you ask of experience for leading. Do you need experience to sweep your homes? Do you need experience not to dump rubbish around? You need knowledge, not experience. When knowledge is made available to this youth, and then they see the consequences of our actions, I believe and know that all of this will not be an issue. It will be an issue of the past. Honorable member, once again, make your research on leadership. If you were here last year, you wouldn't make such a comment. Thank you very much.
Honorable Michael.
Thank you for the opportunity.
On what points do you rise?
It's a submission.
Okay.
Thank you for the opportunity, Right Honorable Speaker. I'm Michael Okanse, and from the Esojaman cluster. And what is going on today, this morning, really saddens my heart. That the minority is saying the youth cannot lead the charge against environmental degradation. I would like to refer you to a saying from Martin Luther King, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, one strongman African who fought against racism in the West. He said, if you can run, make sure you run the best. If you can walk, make sure you walk best. If you can crawl, make sure you crawl best, but make sure you get to the destination. Mr. Speaker, I want my minority caucus to know that the youth leading against the fight against environmental degradation opens doors for job opportunities in this country. This is evident in Kenya, where a 26-year-old lady began an initiative by making sure that the waste of the country is recycled into bricks that is used for building. It was a problem for them to gather as well as process these waste products. But when this lady began this initiative, they now have a cleaner environment compared to the past. Mr. Speaker, I also want to remind my minority caucus about the bar stop boys who were recognized by His Excellency the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, who acknowledged their work in cleaning the environment. Mr. Speaker, I want to ask my minority caucus what is wrong with the youth starting an initiative, because anything that has to be successful, there has to be a sacrifice. And the red color in our flag, the Ghana flag, is our reference, because that stands for the blood of our forefathers who fought for us. What are we doing as youth in the protection of our environment, not only for us, but for the generations next to come? Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.
Thank you very much. Honorable Precious, on what point do you rise?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I rise on a point of information.
Point of information?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Right, Honorable, please. Our Honorable at the majority side, because of their numbers, intentionally want to bully us, while we, the mighty minority, will not allow that. In his submission, he made mention that we do not sweep our rooms. And please, if we should consider the point of order, the standing orders, 9 clause 9. Speaker, please permit me to read. It said that it shall be out of order to use offensive, abusive, and insulting words on the floor. And so, on this note, I request that the Honorable will retract what he said. Honorable Bertel, kindly do that for us. And so the Speaker, please, I guess you should hit him up to retract what he said.
Honorable Member, Honorable Bertel, please can you retract your statement?
Mr. Speaker, sorry for that statement and I retract it. Thank you.
Right, Honorable
Thank you very
Speaker.
much. Honorable Precious, on what point do you rise again?
Please, I write on point of rebuttal. I want to rebut what my...
We don't have point of rebuttal in the house.
Point of information to rebut with what...
Order in the house. 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 Order member, correct yourself.
Right Honorable, thank you, and I rise on the point of correction and to correct what my opponent said. Thank you. My honorables at the other side said. Thank you.
Go on.
So, Right Honorable.
Please, you have only 2 minutes.
All right, I will try to do my best. My opponents have presented what seemed to be an attractive point, and I would like to go ahead because of the time you're giving me. The first one, they said that the youth are the future leaders, which is very true, and they emphasize on a memory verse, that is the Ecclesiastes 12 verse 1. And so I want to say that the future leaders does not equal represent the readiness. And so Ecclesiastes, as they stated, talks about remembering our Creator whilst we are in our youthful stage, not leading national environmental policy. And so that verse is about obedience and not about governance. Energy without technical expertise leads to mismanagement and not transformation. And so, with all your nice points and you think you're the winner already, you should also go back and check on this. To suggest that only youth should lead these fights is unrealistic and set us to fail. Mr. Speaker, the second point they said is the youth bring new ideas and solutions. And so, ideas are good, but ideas do not stop excavators. Ideas do not prosecute illegal operations, and ideas do not enforce environmental laws. The institutions needed, Honorable Speaker, to fight environmental degradation, that is the EPA and the Forestry Commission and the Mineral Commission, are not youth-led institutions. These institutions require experience, technical capacity, government authority, and legal enforcement power. New ideas without power becomes wishful thinking. Mr. Speaker, they also said, Matthew 7:7, as it says, ask and it shall be given to you. This leads, and to live is to solve. Matthew 7:7 speaks about prayer and spiritual request and God's provision, not environmental governance. You cannot use a prayer scripture to justify political leadership. Mr. Speaker, if leadership was about ask and it shall be given unto you, then we shouldn't have the technical training, and we shouldn't have the environmental science, and also we shouldn't have the climate expert or the strong institutions. Leader, Mr. Speaker, to conclude as they wish I should conclude because I'm setting fire on them. The youth are important, and it is yes. But Ghana does not solve a national environmental crisis by experimenting with inexperienced leaders who lack the institutional power, resources, and technical capacity to drive enforcement. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Speaker, the youth should participate, support, and learn, but they cannot and must not lead the fight against environmental degradation at this critical national stage. Therefore, the motion collapsed completely under leadership principles, national realities, and proper spiritual. And so, my majority, we respect you, and we know that you are the majority, you have the numbers.
You.
But it doesn't mean that all that you say is right. Thank you.
Honorable, On what point do you rise?
I rise on the point of correction and the point of information.
You have 2 minutes.
Okay. So our honorable member said, and he made reference to our memory verse that we quoted previously. And he only limited it to spiritual life. As compassion youth that we are here, holistic, we are using holistic manner. And as part of it, spiritual growth is part. And we all know that we are going by the Christian form of teaching. And you know that we are acting Christ-like. And if you are trying to act Christ-like, you are supposed to stand out, not be a mediocre, as you are saying. You are telling us that we shouldn't do what we cannot do. Are you trying to tell me that if I start something right now as a youth, it wouldn't go far? Or if I still come up, I tell Meshach, a honorable Meshach, that we should work on a project, it wouldn't go anywhere if we get more youths coming together. We said youth should rise on the charge to lead. We didn't say they should just go and take the leading positions. We said they should rise on the charge to lead. Thank you.
Thank you very much, honorable members, for your submissions. We will take remarks. We will take our last remarks from the Caucus leaders. Take our last remarks from the Caucus leaders. Caucus leaders, you have 2 minutes each to give your remarks.
Thank you, Right Honorable. Environmental degradation threatens our survival as a nation. And such a threat, the House, it is always the youth who rise first and rise the strongest. From Pakistan to the United States, from Nigeria to Kenya, the world has seen unstoppable force of the youth. Ghana is no exception. Who are those in power? The workforce. Majority of them are the youth. Our young people possess the passion, the creativity, the technological brilliance necessary to defend our environment. Let us empower them, trust them, follow their lead for the future, because the future belongs to them. They must lead the charge against environmental degradation. Therefore, we, those from the majority caucus, stand firmly for the motion that Ghana's youth must lead the charge against environmental degradation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. But with all due respect to the majority, your contributions were interesting, of course, but it seems they traveled so far from the motion that even Google Maps cannot trace them back. It seems they took a little vacation away from the motion. So all their points are about what they witnessed when they were on the vacation. Now, what we are saying is that we know youth are the majority, of course. We are not debating about that. But numbers don't replace national authority and technical capacity. Youth are innovative. We all know, we are aware. But innovation alone cannot stop the illegal mining. It will never regulate the plastic factories or restore the degraded lands. Youth have the energy. We are aware, we have the energy. But no, energy without power and systems, it can never create a nationwide structure change. So what we are saying is not about excluding your youth. It is about placing leadership where power, authority, and expertise lies. You should participate, of course. They should influence, of course. They should innovate. They are all true. But Ghana's environmental crisis is too large. It is too technical. And it is too politically complex for we, the youth alone, to lead. What we are saying is that leadership must come from government and institutions so that we, the youth, will strongly support them. And this is the most realistic and effective path forward if you really want to fight the nation's crisis. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, honorable members. You've given a quiet deliberation about the motion. We thank you all. Please, before we move on to the next item on the order paper, it has gotten to my notice that our guest here, that I mentioned her name previously, is Madam Sandra Talata Imabu Dobiu, was the former Women's Commissioner for Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration. Is the former Women's Commissioner for Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, what we all call GIMPA. Madam, we thank you for your presence and we appreciate you so much. We also send our thanks to our facilitator during this period, which is in the name of Honorable Samuel Azuri. We thank you very much, sir, for your guidance. We'll move on to the next item on the order paper. We'll take remarks from Madam Rashida to Idrissa, the Manager of Program Support in Compassion Ghana.
Mr. Speaker, where do I stand? Can I stand here?
Yes, please.
Or I should go? Okay. Because I need to respect the protocols, or before I'm charged with what? Contempt. Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, and to all our honorable members in the House. Look, I'm so excited. So excited. On my way, while I joined the live streaming, I was just smiling in the car together with the driver. You know why? Listening to you, the way you were conducting yourself. Hey, man, you look like Bagbin. You look like Honorable Bagbin. And our mighty minority leader, and our honorable majority leader. Hey, Charlie. I felt very elated just watching you and listening to all of you present your arguments in such a professional manner. I wish the MP, some of our MPs were invited to come and sit here and see what you are doing. For me, all I can say is that Ghana has a future with all of you and with what I have seen you demonstrate, we have a future. I was sitting at the back there, and I told Mercy, I said, I will not be surprised to see some of you in Parliament.
Except the minority.
We need them. We need them. We need all of you in Parliament, because the kind of talent and the kind of leadership, the kind of perspective you shared here, of course, Ghana's Parliament needs all of you. We are very excited once again. I'm standing in for Kobna, our National Director, and the entire leadership to appreciate you for availing yourself to represent your clusters. That in itself alone demonstrates leadership. And so we want to appreciate you for availing yourself and for taking this mandate, and also for allowing yourself to be groomed and trained. You just did how many days here? Last year, yes, we started, but some of you joined along the way. So some were not even there last year, but we are all here performing wonders. Indeed, if you look at the motion based on which you presented your argument, now I'm confused. I don't know who to support. You will not put me in any trouble. You won't put me in any trouble. You know why I don't even know which one to support? Because you all presented very critical issues. The majority thinks the youth should lead the charge. Why? They mentioned a number of things. One, the youth are physically, the youth are the majority. In terms of numbers, the youth are the majority. Two, technologically, they are savvy and can use technology to advance the advocacy. Three, the youth are the people who are inheriting whatever resources we have today in future. And so they should lead the charge. And from the argument, they also mentioned that the older folks are in charge now, and we are seeing what we are seeing. Should we continue to sit down to watch them to lead the charge? The minority on the other side says, based on experience, we've seen other youth rise to this task, and what did they face? Violence, opposition, threats, even death. So for the youth, they think they should rather support and let those who created or those who are behind the mess we are seeing lead the charge. You see why I don't want to be in trouble? By supporting anyone. But what I can say is the perspectives you all presented were very critical and important. It only tells one story, that if all of us collectively come together, then we can solve the problem. So the youth needs to rise, but of course we cannot ignore the older folks. We need to understand that we have to work hand in hand to be able to fight environmental. I'm not saying don't put me. Don't put me in your caucus, please. I'm not here. You will not do that to me. I am only saying that it is important that we don't also undermine the power of the young people. When they get it up to here and they want to push back, Africa will be in trouble, because the youth indeed are the majority. And I think the majorities are some people highlighted, some countries where we saw youth-led demonstrations, and we heard in the news and saw what happened. So we all have the power to be transformative leaders. After all this beautiful debate, my question is, what next? My people, after all this beautiful debate, we are going back to our clusters. What next? That's the challenge I want to throw to you. So as much as we come together to discuss very critical issues affecting young people, please also remember that as a leader, you just don't talk, you need to walk the talk. And so if we can solve environmental degradation or the crisis we are facing, it begins with who? It begins with us. Stop littering the environment. All of us, this one, we are all guilty. And I think when you were doing your presentation, I don't know whether it was from the minority or the majority side, someone talked about it, the fact that the older folks have normalized it. And so growing up as children, we also felt it was normal. All these things contribute to what we are seeing now. So how? If we are part, so let's not take the youth out of the problem. It's not just the older folks that are creating the problem. We are all in it. We are all involved. We are all what? Involved. And so I am throwing back that charge and challenge to all of us. Whether you are on the minority side, when we finish, we'll put our political colors down and tackle the problem. Because the impact of the environmental challenges we are facing, it doesn't go to, it knows no gender. It knows no age. It affects everyone. So, my honorable members, we want to appreciate you once again. Thank you so much for the great job, the exhibition of talent, leadership you demonstrated in today's debate. We want to see more of this. And I know some of us, maybe by the next time we are meeting, you would have handed over, because some of us are moving into another phase of our lives as far as our journey with compassion is concerned. True or false? How many of us will not be here by the time? All of you? No, so I'm talking about those moving or being transitioned. Those of us who will be graduated from the program. Let me see by hand. I want to see by hand. Great. You see the energy you exhibited here. You see the energy and everything you are putting into your participation at this level. Please carry it along to the alumni space. That's another beautiful phase or chapter of it. We don't want to lose contact with you. Please, are we together? We do not want to lose contact with you. And so, as you move, how many of us were at the alumni conference? How many of us? You didn't go. I didn't, yeah. Let's make a date in the next conference, and you will enjoy it. Trust me, you will enjoy it. You will learn so much. So I am using this opportunity on behalf of the National Executive of the Alumni to welcome you already to the alumni space. So when you officially leave the project. It doesn't end there. Please, are we together? Find your cluster leadership. Make sure you get involved in everything that is happening. And let's keep connected. Let's keep in touch. Do not go away, because there's so much we can do together. Thank you once again. And let's go back and continue to be there. Let's go and lead the change we are advocating for. Let's go and lead the change we want to see. It begins with you. It begins with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Rashida Idrissa. Honorable Sandra, we would like to give you some time to give us a small remarks. We would like to hear your voice.
In fact, it's a nostalgic feeling for me. And Right Honorable Speaker, please, if I may, grant me the permission to. It's a good afternoon, actually, when I got the call from my honorable brother, Samuel, yesterday to join you. Then I told him, oh, you called at the right time, because if it would have been yesterday, I would not be here. But you know, surprisingly, yesterday, I wrote an exam that talks about mineral resource. I wrote about natural resource law. I'm a law student at Wisconsin, actually, and I have a master's in international relations. So generally, everything about me has been about public service and governance. And my journey has been one that is being through the phase of leadership. I remember at Greater Accra Regional SRC, we were seen in conferences like this one at our general assemblies, where we had to lead charge, agree, disagree, hot general assembly meetings, walk out and all that. And trust me, it's really been helpful, because as at that age, I was just a senior girls prefect, and I thought I was just enjoying the moment. But I did not know that eventually I was going to graduate to become a politician that I am today. And aside being the Women's Commissioner at Gempa SRC, I have also run for the position of the Secretary for Women's Development for the National Union of Ghana Students 2 times, and I lost. But that has not stopped me from still climbing the ladder. Today, I have served as a mentor to people. I have served as an inspiration to people who have lost elections. And you see, the conversation here in this honorable house today is a delicate matter that we are refusing to acknowledge as one. To see that we have legal frameworks that are backing or that regulate mining in our country, yet we are still experiencing problems that these legal frameworks are backing, then it's a big one. I see the minority pulling out so much strength to make us understand that people are being paid for this responsibility you, the majority, wants us to take on. Leave them to lead the charge. However, majority is also saying we are the youth and we should be given the mandate to take the lead. And you see, for me, I've always been of the idea that the youth of today are not the future leaders. We are the leaders. And I agree with Right Honorable Speaker Alban Bagbin when he made that statement in Parliament. Because today you are here. You are here practicing as minorities and majorities and members of this Honorable Compassion House. But tomorrow you see yourselves there Now today you walk out of this house and you can be able to tell somebody that these are the reasons why our land, our environment is depleting, and so let's take these measures. I agree with you when you say that we should leave the people in power, right? Because the 1992 Constitution has given that fiduciary duty to our president and the other agencies that have been listed in Article 2576, Article 268, and then down to Article 269 of the 1992 Constitution. It says that the president is the one in charge of any minerals that is being found in Ghana. We have granted him that fiduciary duty to take care of it for us. However, when that duty is being given, any large mining scale has to go through Parliament for ratification. Ask yourself, how many of this large scale consensus go through Parliament for ratification? The purpose of this ratification is to run checks and balances, to scrutinize those consensus, to see if it is at the interest of the country. However, conflict of interest comes in, and those checks and balances are being ignored. Meanwhile, we have projects like the Sino-Hydro project, where it's between China and Ghana. They are here to, mine our lithium and give us good roads. How many good roads did we see the past 8 years? Some have been left for the current government to continue. We pray for that grace for the current government to be able to finish constructing our roads. But then again, just like my mommy said, the charge is with us. You have raised concrete arguments here. And I was filled with so much admiration to see that the youth of today, in as much as people have other perceptions about the youth that they are just on social media, we have some youth that have dedicated their time to help build the Ghana Nkrumah left behind. Now, if you read deep into international relations, it will tell you that Ghana was the pivot of Africa, and we were rather seen as the roadmap. Now, where is that Ghana? Are you proud of that Ghana today? We are not. However, we still live with the existence of hope that it will get better. And that getting better starts with all of us here. That if you go on social media, set a camera and ring light in front of you, and instead of dancing and singing, you say to your TikTok followers that these are the reasons why our land, our air, our waters are being polluted and contaminations. Let's take these measures. You are going to reach more than 1,000 people, and that is the change. If you sit in church and somebody drops the water, you should have that courage to tell the person, and yet, next time, fetu car no mana fa show bottom fa kofie. Fatu kwa no with the intention that the taxi stations where they are, Zoom Lion is in charge of going to sweep there. But you see, they are being paid and they are not doing their job. And that is why our government must tighten our legal frameworks. And we strictly must adhere to all these frameworks. What is the duty of EPA? Protect our environment. Is EPA doing that? They rather go to these companies that contaminate our air and rather take money from them, and they leave. Water Resource Commission, they're supposed to ensure that miners are using the actual, they have a proposed usage of water they are supposed to use in mining. Chemical usage are supposed to be used on the consension or the consent of the agencies that looks at this thing. Before they use these minerals, EPA says that you have this amount of chemicals to use. Don't use more than that. People are using more than that, and they are still living. What is our forestry ministry doing? Forestry Commission, what are they doing? Minister of Mines and Natural Resources, what are they doing? Meanwhile, we have some Akosua somewhere in the western region who has delivered her first ever child with deformity. Children are supposed to be blessings. We should not weep or cry when we have our children. And so, yes, there's been so many arguments. I'm so happy and excited about how our very own Right Honorable Speaker has chaired the House with so much authority. And look, I'm telling you, unless you don't want to, but I'm putting to you, that's the way you've conducted yourself here. If you see it within the journey, that it will reward you, continue. And same goes to each and every one of you that is seated here. We all have a role to play. I'll be happy to see some of you in Parliament. I'll be happy to see some of you as CEOs, as directors in our agencies. I shall be so happy to see some of you independently running your own private organization, championing national interest. And I will be happy to finally also come to all of you one of these days to see that, oh, I saw you share this idea. Come here and come and help me. Let's solve this problem. And I believe that with God on our side, we are definitely going to tour this journey of leadership with so much interest in ourselves, in our current generation, in the generation that left us this, and in the generation to come. But I'm going to leave you with this proverb. I got this proverb from my dean of students in senior high school. Of course, I don't speak Chinese, but unless maybe he would you want to repeat that in Chinese when I'm done? So he made a statement. She made a statement, Mrs. Josephine. She said, before you get to sit under the shade of a tree, bear in mind that somebody planted a seed. Do you know what that means? Before you sit beneath the shade of a tree, somebody planted a seed. Meaning that ansa na obehu edua akotena ase age mframa no obi dua aba and etimi. That is to say that if you do not have anything to invest in what you came to meet, do not ruin it. Leave it as it is, or leave it much more better than you came to meet it. And so this is the charge that we together with the youth, together with the elderly ones, our politicians, all ambassadors must come together to champion the cause. As it says that we are all involved. Honorable House, Right Honorable Speaker, it's a privilege that I'm here to witness this beautiful session. It's been nothing but so much to learn from you. In fact, I've learned a lot. I was having goosebumps whilst I was sitting there. It reminded me of my days as a compound girls prefect in my junior high school. It reminded days as a senior girls prefect in Our Lady of Mercy Senior High School. It reminded me of my days as the first PRO for the Institute of Distance Learning at Koforidua Technical University. Then it reminded me again of my days as the Women's Commissioner for GIMPA SRC. Then it also reminded me of my days I was struggling to be the Secretary for the Women's Development under the Ghana Student Union, which I couldn't make it, but that alone has pushed me. Victoria Aseta. That means that the struggle continues, but victory is certain. And so let's struggle today with the hope that victory is certain. And that is the motto for, the slogan for National Union of Ghana Students. And you know that all Ghanaian students are under that union. There are other unions beneath the mother union. The mother union is NUCS. And so, yes, all the best to all of us. It's been a good one. And God bless us all. May He lead us. May He lead the journey, and may He take the lead and ensure that we get to our various destinations that He has destined for us successfully. God bless us all. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Sandra. We also acknowledge, I also thank Madam Rashida to Idrissa. We thank you very much for your support and your guidance too. Auntie Mercy, we thank you very much. We thank you very much for bringing us together, and your support during this time. We thank you very much. And a very big thank you to our CYCs. We are very privileged as participants. We are very privileged for your guidance too. You selecting us is by grace. And I know there are a lot of controversies when selecting we youth out of many youths in the clusters. But you stood on your grounds and you chose us to come and represent our various clusters. We thank you very much, and may God bless you all. Thank you. Honorable members, we will move on to the next item. Because of time, we'll go to item 10. We'll go to item 10. So, leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think after all the energy we've released today, I believe the majority and the minority, we all deserve some fresh air. Because right now, the only point left for us to debate on is who to get home first. So I therefore move that this House be adjourned. Thank you.
Any seconder? Honorable member.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Thank you. But before I second the motion, yes, I know that in our standing order it says that secondment of a motion has no remarks or contribution. But I want to say this. It is sad to see my minority members leading or following the blind people into the hellfire. On this note, I second that the motion be adjourned. Thank you.
Honorable members, as the motion for the adjournment of the sitting has been moved and seconded, we now proceed that the sitting for today has been adjourned.
Mr. Speaker,